Hi there viewers, and welcome back to our dashboard. You'll see straight away from the first view that the first page has changed dramatically. We've now changed it to just have one home screen, and you'll see down here there are no tabs visible. And the reason for that is because we're getting so many tabs, it's like scrolling backwards and forwards to find the actual tab you want. So what I set out to do on this latest update was to just have the one home page with all the links to the other pages within that one home page. And I started doing on that, but then just by chance I got an email from a guy that's in the community and is watching our channel and is developing his own dashboard. And he kindly gave him permission to use his home dashboard, which is what this is here, onto my dashboard that I'm actually creating now. And the guy's name is Andrew Winnett. He sent me a copy of the one he's working on, and it is an absolutely astonishing piece of work. It is really good. It does include quality as well, which is more complicated, subject to keep control of, document control and all that sort of stuff for ISO 9001, etc. But nevertheless, I've gone through his site, and all his links are in here to his pages within his dashboard. The only thing he hasn't got yet, because it's still very much work in progress, is he hasn't got the dashboard with charts on, but he may not use that. But from what he's got so far, it is outstanding. And again, big thanks and shout out to Andrew Winnett. So on we go then. So I'm going to go through each page and just cover the latest updates that I put in there. I don't think there's any need to go into the usability of the dashboard itself, because we've covered that in previous videos. But if you're not sure and you're new here, then if you just go back to the first video, which I think is about 48 minutes long, and you'll see the start of this whole process, and everybody else is following along. We're nearing the end, I think, as far as I can go with this particular dashboard. So when it's finally up and running, I will be making available the very latest dashboard. And it will include this home page, which Andrew Winnett was very keen for people to share, because he wants to help the community. And again, a big shout out to Andrew for that. So right, so on we go then. So we go to the first one. As you see, we'll click to the page and it takes us straight to that page. And you go back to the home page and it removes that page there, so there's no longer scrolling through different tabs down here. It's all on the one. And that is brilliant if you're going to let other people use it, because you can stop people interfering with them, because you can lock them pages off as you could with the tabs, but it's a lot simpler. So you go here, we'll go to the first one, which is a dashboard, and that gives us an overview. And you'll see here we've got a map. I can't remember whether I covered this in the last one, but if not, I'll just go through it quickly. So for our main sites, I've just covered 3 sites just to demonstrate this. I put a map in here and set the references for the sites. So you'll see here it says select area, map of site incidents, so it's only covering the incidents. So if I click a site, let's say Orbis, then it will, first of all, it will tell you where that site is in relation to the map, and the number will represent how many incidents that site has had. Again, we go to Derby JB, and that is very close to the Orbis. That's why you just saw it move across very, very slightly. If you go back again, you'll see it just jump across very slightly, and that's because these 2 sites are within 10 minutes of each other. And Derby JB has got 6 incidents, and that's a map of where it actually is. And then the other one I chose was one a bit further afield, which is Ashgate in Chesterfield, and that's got 7 incidents. So, and you can list as many sites as you want. You just include a bigger map just to include the areas that you're covering. You do have to set it up with the data points for where that is, but it's quite easy, and there are plenty of videos on that. And I will, like I said before, if you're struggling or you haven't got time to either do it or to work it out, then I will do it for you. But as I said, if I have to do information for you, I'm only too pleased to do that, but there will be a small charge. That company I mentioned in the last video, I've updated this for him. It took me nearly 4.5 hours to put information on for him. Um, and I did quote him 3 hours, and so I only charged him 3 hours, but he's paid nearly 6 hours as it turns out, because he was highly delighted with it. And that information that he's got is actually on this latest one, because the last thing I want to do is be swapping stuff over again. But it's just a matter of cutting and pasting anyway. But there we are. So we'll continue again with what we've got. So we scroll down there, and on top of that we've added another chart. You can go forever with these charts, I must admit. But in my organisation, a manager said he just wanted to see basic information on a dashboard. And just send it in the reports. So he doesn't necessarily want to see the actual workbook with the information on it, he just wants to see the results. So what I've actually done, I've added a health and safety task manager donut chart. The donut chart it starts off with in red. As you complete your tasks, it fills up with blue clockwise and puts in the percentage, and there's a traffic light associated with that. And so we can demonstrate that now, but we do have to do a bit of clicking of it. But we'll go back to the home page, and we're looking at Health and Safety Task Manager. So here we've got the Task Manager. If we click on that, that'll take us to the Task Manager page. And if I just add, say, let's just create a general one, just to say that it's an extra task, so it counts it as another task. And let's just say drag it down. Well, no, actually we don't want to be completed, because that'll just make it look better than it actually is. But what I'm trying to demonstrate here is that the more tasks you add that are not completed, it will lessen your percentage of completed on the chart, if that makes sense. So we go back out now to our dashboard, and we'll scroll down, and we'll go down to the task manager. You see straight away now we've added them tasks in that are not completed. It is only 33%, and the donut chart has reduced accordingly, and the traffic light has gone amber to say you've got more tasks open than you've got finished. So if you go back again to the task manager page, go down there and just take them out. We'll just take a few out to start with, just to show it in progression, and then go back there, go back to the dashboard, scroll down, and it's still amber, but we're at 57% completed now, and the chart has changed accordingly. Okay, so we go back to the task manager, take out the ones we just added in there, and it's easy if you just drag them down. Now there's nothing in there, it won't count a blank cell, so it will tell you that you've got six outstanding tasks. And in percentage, that relates to, if you go to the dashboard again, back down here, 71% completed. And because it's over 70%, we put it on the traffic light. Your criteria might be a lot different to that, but you can change that in the data screen, which is actually about 1,000 cells down on the data entry page. But I can show you that, and if you want to see that, and you want to see where all the information is for some of these charts, it's on the pages, but it's usually, if you scroll down to about page 1050, you will start to see information put in there with titles on for where these traffic lights are getting the information from. Okay, so if we then go back, we've done the dashboard. That is all the updates we've got for the dashboard at this moment in time. We just changed the title from negative to positive, because one of our managers wanted to see lagging and leading indicators, which is basically what they are. Lagging and leading is usually related to stocks and shares and financial information, but it is also appearing on many health and safety dashboards as well. So he's financially orientated, so he wanted it changing to that, which is it's quick and easy to do, and as I've done. We've seen all this, the traffic light system, we know how that works, and it's been covered on future videos, so there's no point in covering that again. So we go back to our home page again, and we go to our data entry page, And all we've done on here really is just put a few colours in just to make it a bit more pleasant. And on the safety improvements, which is the leading indicators, I changed the progress charts again, which is similar to the dashboard, the page 4 incidents. So now just change the page to try and marry as closely as I can to the actual colours on the chart. So we've got blue and it's pink, but it's actually orange on the red on the chart. But that's the red it came out with when I selected it. But that's no big deal. So that again, obviously the more you put in, the further that progress bar goes, and the information goes green on the dot. If there's very little in, it'll stay red. Okay, and then again it just totals up there. You put the comments in on there. And the only other thing that I've changed on here, which I think is quite a neat feature to be fair, but I'll just show you that on here you'll see a tab that says lost time accidents and RIDDORs. Now because they're very important key metrics, and they're very important if it's missed. If you have a lost time accident, which is over 7 days, and it's missed that it was over 7 days, and that person then makes a claim, you could find yourself in hot water with the HSE, and it will attract a large fine. So on here you'll see, if you hover over the button, it'll say if a lost time as a result of an injury and it's for more than 7 days, then this will be reportable under RIDDOR. But I've gone a step further than that. If people don't see that, and same again on there, which we covered on the last video, if people don't see that and they just go in there and say, Derby JB's had a lost time accident over 7 days, it's just one incident, so we'll put in number 1, and as soon as he's entered that information, it comes up with a browser box which says important, please check that the incident is not reportable under RIDDOR, and that will keep coming back whenever you click on that cell until you put it to 0. So we'll click OK and we'll go to 0, and it's there. And again, if it's any of the other sites, we can go back to there, put 1 in there, and it will pop up again the same thing. I think that's quite a neat feature. And again, you could put it back in there as well. It's not just the 1. It will still keep showing up. And then if I take that out, see, that can be annoying, but deliberately so, because you don't want people missing that and not reporting it. Okay, I'll change that back to 0. So that's just a little neat feature on there, and I could do something similar with that with a big link, but there's a link to the HSE site that gives you the information on what's a RIDDOR. So if it changes over time, rather than just sticking to the ones listed here, you'll just follow that link or click that link and put it in a browser, and that will actually take them to the latest information. Okay, so that's practically all there is on that page, but I need to do something with all this background now to try and change that, because it is quite bright on the eyes, especially on my screen is 36 inches times 2, so it is quite bright on the eyes. Okay, so we go back now to the home page, and then we click on the reports page. Go to the reports page. We coloured them in a little bit more the same, and again, because that manager of mine wanted just information in a chart form on the reports page, I can just click and send it to him, and it will send him the latest information on there. And again, just for grins and giggles, without boring you too much, if I just go back down here and put in say not started, and just drag it down there, update that, go to the reports. It was on 71%, it's now gone back down to 43%, and again, if you go onto your dashboard, it will mirror that information on there as well at 43%. So just to show you that all lines up and marries into each other, so there's no misinformation on one page and no conflicts. So we just go back then to the task manager page and take out them that we just put in, as we did last time. Just delete that. As I say, you can when you got a drop down list, you are safe to delete it and not delete the drop down boxes, unlike if you click on a cell with a formula in and delete it, you lose that formula. And then there's just one other thing I've now included. It's put into calendars, but it should only be just the one, because I thought when I was setting this up, I've looked high and low how to put in a calendar, and it's actually part of the add-ons on my Office 365, so I just included there. So that comes in handy if you're going to set another task. You've got your start date there, so the start date is, oh, when I'm going to when's that? I want to start that today, so it's already highlighted. You click that and think, when's it going to finish, and you just look for a date to see when that date actually is. So Tuesday the 14th, and straight away you put it comes up, you put it in, and when it changes when it's going to be next year, for the same date next year. So I thought that was quite a neat feature, and I decided to include that because it's quite handy rather than looking at something on, getting a diary out, a calendar out, getting your phone out to see your diary. It's all there on the page, ready to utilise, and it will obviously it'll insert it for you automatically as soon as you've clicked it. So I thought that was quite handy. I mean, you can see up here some of the formulas, and this is why it takes so long, because I don't think for 1 minute I know these formulas off by heart. I have to work them out, looking at examples on YouTube and places like that, and then try and figure out how to utilise that information on mine. That page then, so we'll go back then to the home page, and we click on the audit schedule. Nothing has changed on there whatsoever, it's all still the same. We've done the task manager, but I'll just take you and show you that again. The calendar's still there. I'll go back to home page. Then I've added a policies and procedures, and again, apologies if you've already seen this, but we're heavily into updating our policies and procedures at our workplace, and so these are the ones that we've already started working on, and this is just a tracker really, just to let you know where you are with it, because what we found, and is another reason why I started this, there was no way of us knowing what was due for updating and what wasn't. And we have a system what we search, which is an external software, which is used on our intranet, but you search for documents on it, and it's next to useless. It doesn't come up with the right document, it doesn't come up with any of it half the time. So I thought, okay, well, we've got our own shared drive on in our systems with these in. I'll just put one of these in with it, and my manager she's currently updating some of these as we speak. I've done an awful lot myself, and so she's marrying the information I've updated to information she needs to update from a corporate perspective. Okay, so we go back up there, go to the risk assessments log. Again, the only thing that's changed on that is the colouring really. Not too many on there. Same with the risk assessment actions log, there's no updates on that at all. Kosh was still the same on there. The only update on a personal level is I now don't have to change all this information into the new format that they've chosen, because they've changed it because of the version date is after when I did these. It means for ISO purposes I can still keep them, so that saved me a lot of work on there. Project planner, again, there's no changes on that, it's still the same as it was. And sites full list, that'll come up blank because obviously it's got all our sites, addresses and key information. Obviously I've had to remove that, but you'll just put a page in on that page, and to do that you'll unhide the tabs and then just put your data in, and then update the link on there to that page. And then lastly, again, no changes there either as yet, but as you can see we're getting there now. There's not an awful lot more updates to put in there. You'll see on Andy when it's homepage he got the safe days out in bold, and I thought that's a good feature, and I could even add that onto the reports, which takes seconds to do. So that's available on the reports, and then just put a site, a general statement of safety and mission statement, if you like, on there with the date. So again, a big shout out and thanks to Andrew Winnett for providing information on this sheet and allowing me to utilise this from his dashboard. because he, like I said, he is keen to help the community. The only other pages we've got, I've separated these deliberately because these are the ones with information on. Okay, so these are where some of the drop down lists get their information from. So if I need to access these, this is where they are. And you see, when I first started, I put a link on to go back to the home page, but this system that Andy's come up with is far more better, far more usability, and looks far more professional than mine. So I've used his with his permission, obviously. And user list data goes back down to the page with the user list, so you can change that, change any information on these, and it will change in the drop down boxes for the user lists. So if you go to authorize user lists, it will change it automatically in them boxes there. Okay, so and then the risk assessment log data, that's in there for all your sites and information. Kosh again, just there. And then that one's a blank one, there's just a tidied up, left it blank as a spare. So there we have it up to the moment. We started out, as it says, you know, you think only 69 days safe days. It's because when I started this, I've only started capturing data from the 1st of May this year. So that's why it's saying 69 safe days. And I just need to come up with the metrics really to work out what we're going to include as safe days. At the minute, it's just going to be anything that's over 7 days, like incidents and reportable incidents. I'm going to capture on here, because if you include every single, you know, incident where somebody wants a plaster because they've nicked their finger, you're never going to get that above 1 or 2 days in any industry. So you just need to cover major incidents, or just cover somebody that's had an accident and has gone off work for more than 1 or 2 days. You can include it on there just to cover it as a safe day, so it goes back down, and then you could put information regarding what the highest one was, so that the longest event without an accident. The possibilities are endless. So there we have it, guys. As I say, any information you need to know, with help and assistance on this, just as I say, let me know. I have got a large backlog of emails to crawl through, people wanting information. I noticed there were about 7 companies that have contacted me saying, can you put our data onto the latest version and include it, and because they're not in a hurry, they'd rather wait until I'd finished updating it to put the information in, which makes a lot of sense. So there we are, guys. Again, keep very safe, and thanks for viewing, and don't forget to click and subscribe and click that bell if you want to be updated to any latest videos. I find it's a lot quicker to do it that way rather than going around the various platforms saying I've uploaded another video. This is the quickest and easiest way. And to be fair, you guys that are watching this video now are the ones that are really interested and really serious about getting something in place. So good luck with that. Any help I can give you, as always, it's there for you. Just let me know. And again, thanks very much for watching, guys. See you again soon. Bye bye.